Dear students, today I am going to start the chapter probability, which consists of 11 marks for your examination. So probability we already familiar since from 10th standard. In the probability we have studied about some of the definitions like random experiment, sample space, event and all those things. So in this chapter the same will be there, but extension will be of conditional probability, multiplication theorem, independent events, so on. So one by one we will study. First of all we will learn about the conditional probability. So what is conditional probability means? The name itself indicates in the experiment some conditions will be there. So let us have one of the experiment, that is random experiment, that I have considered. Consider an experiment of tossing a coin 3 times. So which is the experiment we will take? Let us take, we will take the experiment of tossing a coin 3 times. So we know that if the coin is tossed 3 times, how many possible outcomes will come? Yes, it will come with the 8. We already familiar. That we will represent in the form of sample space, that is S. So how to write 8 possible outcomes without repetition? H. So these are the possible outcomes. You already know how to write this one. So we have studied from the 10th standard, or else in the first PUC also we have studied about the how to write the sample space for 3 times when the coin is tossed. So let us take E. E is an event. How the event is possible? Event is possible from this sample space only. So what is that event means? I will take E with the event, at least 2 head appears. So how to write the event? Event is a subset of sample space. Recall all the definition whatever we have studied from the previous classes. E with the event, at least 2 head appears. And let us take, write here it. And let us take F with the event, first coin shows tail. First coin shows tail. So this is also one of the event, this is also one of the event, and what are the events possible outcomes from where we are going to write? We are going to write from the sample space. So this, if I am assuming that here at least 2 head appears, it means that what are the elements for 2 head appears? At least means 2 head will be there, minimum 2 head, maximum 3 head. You just remember at least means increasing order. Firstly, you have to prepare for 2 heads, then you have to prepare for 3 heads, then you have to prepare for 4 heads, but unfortunately there are no 4 heads because the coin is tossed only 3 times. So I will write this one is possible because 2 heads are there. Where again 2 heads are there? This is possible. And again check it out where 2 heads are there. Yes, it is here. I will write THH. So these are the possible with 2 heads, but condition is at least. So I will write this also. H. Now what they are telling? F event. F event also we will write out from the sample space. What is our condition is that first coin shows tail. This is not possible because first coin is at, first coin is at, first coin is at, first coin is at, but this is possible. I will write TTT. This is also possible. TTH. This is also possible. THT, and this is also possible. THH. So up to here we have studied from the PUC file. But now what is conditional probability means? So the conditional probability means minimum 2 events should be there. One of the event already occurred, we have to think. Let us think that F event has already occurred. Alright. This is the concept for conditional probability. From here, this is all about the basic. Let F be the event has already occurred. We have to think, let F be the event has already occurred. Then find out the probability of E. Then find out the probability of E. By assuming that F has already occurred, we have to find out the probability of E. How to find out means which event has already occurred, you write here P of E by F. F event has already occurred. Now we have to find out the probability of E. F event has already occurred means come here this one TTT, TTH, THT, THH. These events has already occurred. From these event where the E event elements are also present, it should be present in F only. So tally, is it HHT is present here? No. HTH is present in F? No. THH is present in F? Yes, it is present. Only one possible outcome is present in the E as well as it is present in the F. You have to concentrate which event has already occurred. That value should be there in the E event. It's only the simple concept. Which event has already occurred, that element should be present in the E element. If it is not present, then the probability will be 0. So here THH, F elements are present in E, only one possible outcome, that is THH. It means 1. I'll write here 1 divided by, you know the probability formula. What is probability of formula? Equal P of E is equal to N of E divided by N of S. I think you remember. Right? Number of elements of E divided by number of sample space elements. So number of elements is 1 divided by F is occurred. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to take F elements. 1 by 4. So this is about the conditional probability. So it means if any one event has already occurred means there are two events. Let us take two events. In that F event has already occurred means whatever the elements are present in the F, it should also be present in the E. If it is not present, then the probability will be treated as 0. Okay. This 1 by 4 we can also find out with the help of formula, but generally probability means it's a logical concept. So how to find out means I will explain here with the help of formula. So what is the formula mathematicians has given means P of E by F is equal to P of E intersection F divided by P of F. This is the formula for your conditional probability. This is important for numericals when we are going to face across the decimal point value. But these are the logical experiments, so we can find out without the formulas. The same value I will show with the help of formula. What is P of E by F is equal to P of E intersection F. First of all, take E intersection F. You are having F, take E intersection F. E intersection F, you have studied from the sets that you are going to take common factor. Which is a common? Only common is THH. So probability of E intersection F is equal to, according to the probability formula, what is probability formula? P of E is equal to N of E divided by N of S. How many elements are there? 1. 1 divided by N of S. In the sample space, how many outcomes are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here? 1 by 8. You got P of E intersection F value is 1 by 8. Now find out P of F. P of F. P of F, again this formula, N of F. How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, 4. By N of S. This is also 8. Now substitute in that formula. P of E by F is equal to 1 by 8 divided by 4 by 8. 8 with the 8 cancel out. So answer is 1 by 4. The same answer also we got with the help of logical, that is 1 by 4. So this is about the conditional probability, but formula is important. Remember, P of E by F. By means you have to take for the denominator, and the numerator will be common E intersection F. Either you take E intersection F or you can take F intersection E. Both are same. So I'll explain again. What is conditional probability? So first of all, we are having one of the random experiment. Let us take two events. Minimum two I am taking. Let us take two events and think that one of the event has already occurred. Now find out the probability of remaining event. So if the F event has already occurred, means whatever the elements present in F, it should also be present in E. Take then how many elements are present in E or F, write in the numerator, divided by which event has already occurred, count that number of elements and write down for the denominator. It's easy. Or else remember formula. Take one more example. P of E by F is equal to P of E intersection F divided by P of F, and this is logically I have taken. With the formula also we are going to deal about the same thing. Okay. Next we will take one more example. What is that one more example means? Let us take second experiment. Let us take a family has two children. We know that. Now if the family has two children, what are the possible outcomes? S is equal to, the first one is a boy, second is also boy, or else the first one is boy means second one is a girl, or else it is girl, boy, or else girl, girl. So what is the experiment I have taken? A family has two children. Only I am telling you about the sample space. Still I have not continued the question. A family has two children. So when I said that the family has two children, I have written the possible outcomes. You also just think for a second and write, is it the events, sample space outcomes I have written, is it more than that? Is it possible? No. You can think. Because family has two children means either BB, boys, boys, or else boys, girls, or else girl, boy, or else girl, girl. Next. Let us take E be the event. Let us take E be the event that both are boys. Let us take one of the event, both are boys. Next, F be the event, at least one of them is a boy. At least one of them is a boy. So these are the events I have taken assumption. So what is the first event I have assumed? Let us take both are boys, and F be the event, at least one of them is a boy. So these are the events. How to write these events outcomes from the sample space, because events are subset of the sample space. That is, E is equal to, according to this, both are boys means which possible outcome is possible? First one. Boys, boys only possible. Only one outcome. Similarly, at least one of them is a boy. At least one of them is a boy means what? Minimum one boy or maximum two boys. First we will write the minimum one boy possibility. Which are the minimum one boy possibility? BG. And this is G. This is minimum, but maximum how many boys it is possible? Two boys, because a family has two children. It's a B. Now you assume that now F event has already occurred, you assume. F has already occurred. Find out the probability of E. Find out the probability of E. If you are thinking F has already occurred, you have to find out the probability of E. It means how to write? We are going to write F is already occurred means write in the denominator. Which probability you are finding out? Write in the numerator. P of E by F. F is already occurred means this event has already occurred. Now don't go with the sample space, only two values are important for you. Logical thinking, but formula method you need sample space. So in this F event, the F event element should also be present in E. Is it present? BG not present, GB not present, BB is present, yes present. How many elements are there? 1. Right here 1. Divided by F elements you have to write. How many F elements are there? 1, 2, 3. 1 by 3. So if one of the event has already occurred means we can find out the probability of another event. This is the concept of conditional probability. Logically we can find out without using the formula. Can I use the formula and the same answer we will get? Yes, we will verify that also. So according to the formula, what we need? E intersection F. E intersection F we will write here. According to formula, E intersection F. So the common is only BB. So what is probability of E intersection F? It's a 1 by, recall the formula of probability, N of E divided by N of S. N of S how much are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here 1 by 2. And also what is there in the formula? P of F. P of F, how many F elements are there? 1, 2, 3, right 3. By sample space, it's a 1 by 4. Substitute in the formula. Therefore, P of E by F is equal to P of E intersection F. 1 by F divided by 3 by 4. It's a 1 by 3. 1 by 2, 1 by 3. Logically also you can find out, or else with the help of formula. But formula is important because in your examination they are going to ask for 1 mark, that is based on some numericals. That numericals are based on decimals. So in that case we are going to use the formula and we will find out the solution. This is about the conditional probability. Okay. One of the event already occurred. We have to find out the another event with the help of which event has already occurred. Which event has already occurred, that you have to write in the denominator. Okay. Concept clear? Take one more example. The same thing we will take, both are girls together. What will happen, let us check. This is probability formula and this conditional probability formula. Let us take the random experiment. What is the random experiment I will take? A family has 2 children again. So if the family has 2 children means write down the possible outcomes BB, BG, GB, G. So previous I have taken E event as both are boys. Now we will take the E event as both are girls. Let E be the event, both are girls. Let E be the event, both are girls. Therefore, I have taken for the previous problem, at least one of them is a boy. Now I will take at least one of them is a girl. So can we write for E? Yes. E is equal. Both are present, which is possible. Only GG is possible. Right, GG. For the F event, at least one of them is a girl, means write down first of all the possibility of one girl, then you write down the possibility of two girls. So one girl means it's a BG, GB, both are girls means GB. Okay. Let us assume that F is already occurred. F has already occurred. If the F event has already occurred means which probability event we have to find out? We have to find out the probability of E. Find out probability of E. So then how to write probability of E by F is equal to whatever the F elements is there, it is also present in the E. BG is not there in the E, leave it. GB is not there, leave it. GG is present, yes present. How many? 1, write 1. Divided by F elements is 3. Total outcomes of F, it's a 1 by 2. You can tally data with the help of formula also. Already I have shown the two problems with the verification of formulas. But remember, but in your examination formula is important, but for CET examination you can go with the logical, because in the CET examination this type of questions they are going to give instead of the decimal values. Okay, logical also we can find. It's an interesting chapter. You have to apply your mindsets. So can we have the definition now? Write down the definition for conditional probability. The definition for conditional probability. So till now what we have taken, minimum 2 events we have taken. So we will take 2 events. Let E and F be the 2 events of a random experiment. Let E and F recall the problems. Based on that I will write definition. It's not a new concept. If you are understanding the example, we can easily write about the definition. So first I have taken the example. Let how many events are taken for the problems? 2 events. So I written E and F. Where the events will come? It will come from the random experiment. Then what I have written? If one of the event has already occurred, let us take continue. If let E and F be the 2 events of random experiment, if event F has already occurred, if F has already occurred, then the probability of E is given by, if F event has already occurred, now which event probability we have to find out? Obviously it's an E. Then the probability of event E is given by P of E by A. Which event has already occurred? Just write in the denominator. Is given by P of E intersection F divided by P of E. Provided. What is the provided condition? Your probability of F should not be equal to 0. The denominator part should not be equal to 0. And it's not negative also. You know that probability cannot be negative. So this is about the definition for conditional probability. Based on this formula itself, we are having the exercise problem that I will take. Okay. So take if P of A if P of A is equal to 7 by 13, P of B is equal to 9 by 13, P of A intersection B is equal to 4 by 13, find or evaluate. Find P of A by B. So we have taken the events name as E and F. They have given the events name as A and B. Wherever E is the replaced with A, F is the replaced with B in the formula. Solution. So I will write here 1 mark. You are going to face for question number 10 on your annual examination. P of A by B is equal to P of A intersection B divided by P of B. So P of A intersection B value how much? They are given everything substitute. 4 by 13 divided by P of B how much? 9 by 13. 13 with the 13 cancel out. The remaining is 4 by 9. So by the formula method you have to go like this. Your answer is 4 by 9. Take one more example. I will write here 1 mark. Compulsory you are going to face one of the question. Take one more. P of E is equal to 0.6. So P of F is equal to 0.3. P of E intersection F is equal to 0.2. Find P of E by F and P of F by E. So two values we are going to find out. So first of all we will take solution. So P of E by F. What is P of E by F formula? Numerator will be always E intersection F. P of E intersection F divided by P of E. What is P of E intersection F? It is 0.2 divided by 0.6. So it's 0.2 divided by 0.6. You just remove. You are going to get it's a 2 by 10. It's a 2 by 6. It's a 1 by 10. P of F and how much? It's a 0.6. Sorry, it means it's a 0.3. Here 3 by 10. No cancellation. It's a 2 by 6. Sorry, I have taken P of E value. Okay, similarly go with the P of F by E. P of F by E. The numerator will be same. You have to write E intersection F only. P of E intersection F divided by numerator is denominator is E means you have to write P of E. So if it is denominator F means you have to write denominator also P of E. So how much P of E intersection F? It's a 0.2. What is P of E? It's a 0.6. Remove the decimals. It's a 2 by 10. It's a 6 by 10. 10 with the 10 cancel. It's a 2 by 6. It's a 2 ones are 2 3. 1 by 3. So this is all about the formula method problems. Still some problems are there that I will take in the next class. So recall the conditional probability what I have taken in today's class means you need a random experiment, you need minimum 2 events and think that one of the event has already occurred, find out the probability of another. So that is only the conditional probability. Logically we can find out or else with the help of formula also we can find out.